This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine the world.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Print Masters, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, and Tropical Gyros.
No. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I'm going to.
Good afternoon, good day, hello, how are you? This is Guardian Radio 96.9, and this is a Talking Heads Thursday. Yeah, with your boy Pearly in the house. It is so good to be back here with you. I kind of missed y'all the last couple of days I wasn't on with Naughty. He took his shows a little over, and then it was like, a couple minutes before. It didn't make much sense. So I am so happy to be here with you today. I am so glad to be here. I miss you. We can talk with some things. Oh, some stuff happening out there. I wonder if the light's on. And oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Hey, I want to tell you exactly how you can become a talking head.
Here's how you can become a talking head, brought to you by BTC.
And it's very, very easy. Pick up your phone. You dial 323-6232, 323-6232, or you can dial 325-4316, 325-4316, 325-4259, 325-4259, and you in the Family Islands, I will need to hear your voices too. 242-300-5720. Particularly y'all in Grand Bahama, 242-300-5720. I want to hear from you. And if you don't feel like talking on the radio, that's okay. That's cool. Text me. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. 422-4796. And I promise you, I ain't going to get mad like God if you text me something stupido. Okay? So let me hear from you. I'm going to be having some fun. We can talk today. But we need to figure out what's going on in the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Boy, just to read this hurts my heart. In The Guardian this morning, woman's body found in bushes. Pregnant woman was missing since Sunday. Boy. Food Task Force accounted for funds, auditor fines. Ooh, that's the one they were saying the people didn't thief their money? 52 million or something? Auditor General? Okay. Auditor. Golden Isles by-election set for November 24th. Oh, Lord of mercy, it can get crazy. In the business section, Cooper to investors, if tourism project doesn't meet environmental standards, it won't happen. We do not want to get into a scenario where we have a case of over-tourism. We need orderly development and environmental protection. CEO, young Bahamians need fair access to opportunities. BTCU President, Atlantis protests not off the table. If employees are manipulating, who gets taxi fares? Boy, some things happening. So, what's happening out there? Oh, I got to read something here. Focus on NRG cable locations. If you're exercising on the Cable Beach Strip or in Goodman's Bay, stop by after you work out for a smoothie or breakfast. Be sure to stop by for our lunch for fresh, healthy sandwiches, wraps and salads with proteins or hot plates, fish, fresh and made to order. Call 603-5261 or order online. That's www.nrgbahamas.com, and be sure to select the correct location for pickup. If you can't park, request curbside delivery when you arrive. That is wonderful. I fell in love with curbside delivery during COVID. And everybody has stopped doing it. I think it's awesome just to do. But, things happen. I guess not. I guess I guess that's more expensive to the employer to bring a lot more people in to do that. So I understand clearly. So some things are happening. I heard that the lights were turned off in the hotel in Grand Bahama, in Alukaya Hotel. And then I also heard that it was ordered to turn back on. So my question is, are the lights on or off? What's going on there in Grand Bahama? Anybody in Grand Bahama can tell me what's going on? That is quite interesting to find out that they turned off the lights. Wasn't the hotel sold? Did we get $120 million? These are questions that need to be asked. You know, Grand Bahamians were excited about the sale of that hotel. They thought it was a step in the right direction into turning the economy of Grand Bahama around. The government made a big deal about it, celebrating, even though it had the little, what do you think, the break down the building thing? That's what we can call it. And then they fixed it back up. But the Grand Bahamians were really excited about the hotel project. They're excited, hoping that a new airport will be coming shortly behind that. And then nothing. Ben was Deputy Prime Minister's asked if the money in the bank. He said he's not going to say anything to the money in the bank. He said the money's in the bank. It ain't in the bank. It's in the bank. We don't know. Has the hotel been sold? Has the government received its $120 million? What's going on? Why would the lights turn off? Is there a huge bill that they didn't pay Freeport Power? These are questions that need to be asked. These are questions that need to be answered. These are the people who want to know what's going on there, what's happening there. You know, and I put it out there. I'm putting it out there. So, you know, has the hotel been sold? If not, when is it going to close? When is the deal going to be sealed? When is this going to happen? People in Grand Bahama need to know. And just tell us. The Bahamas needs to know. But let's find out what's going on. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Very Burley.
What's happening?
Well, I can tell you the truth, baby. In this country, only promises after promises after promises. You know what I mean? But this time around, to be honest with you, boy, I know. I think I can put my vote to COI, man. I ain't gonna lie.
And why you do that?
I guess I can do it.
Just to base your vote, just to give it away, just for a reason. I mean, what reason? Give me let me just do this. Defend your stand. Defend it.
Okay, my reason is, to be honest with you,
It's
the same thing like you're going through a revolving door.
Okay.
Over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Someone, they give people a chance, right? We need to give somebody else a chance too, man. Or the DNA.
Okay. So
someone else needs to take control of this country, man, because it's getting out of whack.
See, it's easy to say someone else needs to do it, right? It's very easy to say. And I hear you. I hear your point. It's very easy to say somebody else needs to do it. The question that arises, can someone else do the job?
Why not?
Why?
You think there only one set of payments in the
No. Ingram said anybody could be prime minister of the country. If he could do it from Barefoot Boy and Abaco, anybody could be. That's fine. So but it isn't. See, it's to say, what are your qualifications? What do you bring to the table? What is it that you're going to do to make the country better? So is it the $100,000 that got you thinking?
$100,000, Billy.
Okay.
Just want change. Real change, man.
But how do you know that's bringing us real change? Let me tell you why I say that. Okay, go ahead.
When Finland was running, they didn't believe it's gonna happen either. He couldn't do it either.
Nah, who tell you they didn't believe it's gonna happen?
In order for us to know, we gotta take a chance.
Who tell you when Finland reached it wasn't gonna happen?
Right? You got 5 years, right?
No, here. Okay, fine. Let me ask you a question. Back up to Sir Linden. Who says he didn't believe it's gonna happen?
I didn't say he didn't believe it.
I said who said that they didn't. The people.
A lot of the lighter hue people didn't believe in him. You know that?
That's 15% of the country. That's a small amount of people.
They didn't believe it.
But they had that's okay. Fine. Some did, some didn't. The majority of people in the Bahamas was impressed with him, his educational background. He came back from London with a law degree. The programs that he talked about, the real programs that he offered.
Okay. So
all right. So give me some of the real programs that the DNA or the COI could be offering that you think is better.
How would we know as a citizenry these guys wouldn't have it?
I asked you, I didn't say that. My question is, what programs that they're offering you to show you that they have it?
Big guy, to be honest with you,
Uh-huh.
I got to read their plan. Once I
So
read their
so
plan,
you
I do it. Listen to me.
so you voting blind then?
They plan. No, but I said, I think we need change in this country, real change. You know what I mean? Look at all what they're going through in Freeport with those people in Freeport. Had those people mind saying, "Oh, we get something happening now," and there's a bunch of flip flop and flam.
Okay.
Break down the whole side of a building or break a glass. And
Okay.
then we turn afterwards.
Okay.
These guys joking, man.
Okay.
All right, you have a good day.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call. Got a text here. And I'm expecting some guests from the Alpha. What I don't want to mess up. Boy, listen, I just know the fraternity, my son, and I call them the Q Dogs. But I have a sorority coming to visit me. A beautiful lady coming. I don't know if she's coming by herself or she's bringing some people with her. But we're going to talk a little bit about the sorority for a minute or two. But I want to make sure I give you the right. It's the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Island Jewels. Can they come and talk to us a little bit? They should be here any minute now. So in the meantime, let's take this call. I'll call you on the air.
Hey, good afternoon, Pearly.
Hi, my brother. How are you?
Man, I'm great. I hope you're doing great, too. Hey, but Pearly,
Uh-huh.
I also voting for the COI, you know, and I'm going to tell you why, right?
You? No, boy, I believe that. No, I believe that. Because you, I know what color you be. I know I don't believe that, Skiller.
No, man, you heard them say once you go black, you can't go back?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to me, right? I go on black, I can't go back. But, Pearly, on a serious note, right?
So let me ask you this. What's
hello?
your rationale for going that way?
Yes, the rationale for going that way, right, is blatant, right? We have two dinosaur administration would continue to not govern this country, right? And then to make it worse, right? These same two dinosaur parties, right? They, after not governing the country, they just try to convince us or persuade us that they still capable of governing the country, that they're not interested in governing. So how
you can say they're not interested in governing? How you can say that now? Let's be real now.
Let me tell you, all right? Let me tell you like I said.
Okay.
There's no proof that they was governing this country, because if they was governing this country, then we should have been getting some form of better or different result than we was getting over the 52 years, but not worse after worse. Linden was number one, and Hubert Ingram came after him, but he was worse than Linden. And then Perry came, and he was worse than Hubert.
Worse in which way? Worse than, see, hold on.
This was worse than Perry. And now we have Brave Davis. So we as an electorate, we don't see no betterment from our governance in this country. And that is why I'm voting COI, Pearly.
So, okay, I hear all of that now. I hear you justify why you don't like them two other parties. What make you believe the COI can do better?
Okay.
I can ask you some questions now.
Let me answer.
Okay.
Right. The COI, and this is my opinion, right, has a far greater chance to do better, simply, right, because the other two parties, they didn't need to do no better to get elected.
No. See, come on, man. Tell me why. You saying they have a better chance. And I hear that. Fine.
Yeah.
What programs, give me 3 programs that you see that they tell you they can offer, they can make this country a better place.
Okay. One, they said we talked about what you call it, the state governance for the family islands, so that they can have a little bit more control and access on what took place inside there.
You mean local government?
No. That's what the two dinosaur parties just call it, right? But
it's a different form of local government.
Right, you could use that term.
But they have. So what? Right? How are you going to enhance? What are you going to do to make it different or better?
No. Let's take no. Yeah, that's one of the things, right?
And I'm asking you. Hear me now. See, I'm asking you. What you just said that to you. What are they going to do to make it different than what it is now? What are they going to introduce to it to make it a better thing?
That's a simple situation.
Okay.
What's different now is that the people will paying the tax on those family islands literally have to be begging the central government to fix road and build docks, buy ambulance, and the list goes on. So the difference would be, right, the people on those jurisdictions or those islands, right, they will now have that ability to decide what they can do with the taxpayers' money to take care of those islands.
So you think and let's take Abaco, Grand Bahama, maybe Exuma, Eleuthero off. Let's look at the small islands, Auckland's Crooked Island, different islands, small islands with the small population.
Islands, just like how we
you think that they're generating enough taxes in that island to be able to sustain themselves without having to come to central government?
Well, we could think out of the box, we ain't Grammy them, right? What we could do is, right, the islands that the economy is them are not sufficient, right? Then we just combine them the same way we had to how we combine Michael, because it is insufficient waters inside those islands.
You do know that there's an argument that in some places some islands get more votes and got more people in the other. So how do you so you're saying if Auckland's don't have enough, you can bring some money from Mayaguana or whatever. I'm just using as an example now. Combine Auckland's and Mayaguana, but it may still not be enough people to generate enough taxes. You still have to come to the central government.
Yes, but see, at the end of the day, these people we have to now accumulate or count how much money has already been sent to the central government by these islands, and why they are in the position they're in after sending all of this funds. Because see, there's no transparency, so we don't know how much money these people sending all the time.
Yeah, we know. In the budget, you got read Bahamas. Read Bahamas. Read the budget there for everybody in this country to read. It tells you what the expenditures are. Tells you what revenue the countries may. Tell you where they come from. You just got to read it.
So okay. So that's all right. You get that point. That's facts. Okay. So do the budget show us how much money also goes back to build bridges and docks and what you call it?
It shows what is budgeted to build bridges and docks and all that. Yes.
Yes, but all right. You said it's budgeted to build bridges and docks. All right, but I don't know what islands you go on, but hey,
the key word is budgeted.
Docks or bridges has been built, right?
Have you been? Which island you been to?
I've been to Cat Island recently. I've been to what you call it? Exuma recently. I've been to Andros recently.
And you see no kind of seawall work, no kind of nothing like that. You see.
Man, look at South Andros where I'm from. The whole entire South Andros from Dreeksel to what you call it, almost in the Mars Bay, to have no seawall.
Okay.
If any storm comes from the eastern part of that island, all them people finish.
Okay. Anyway, Mr. Producer, I got to go. I wish you like it. Call me back another time. I want continue this conversation with you, my brother. I like talking to you. But I got to take a break, okay?
Yes, sir.
You're listening to Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is your boy Pearly in the house. We can take a break. And when we come back, I got my special guest from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. See you in a few seconds.
Oh, no.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Ooh, it's close up. If you set people's seats on edge every time you step on the brakes, it's time you visit Muffler World on Mackey Street. They can take your brake rotors off, and if there's anything left, machine them shiny. Then their technicians will install new pads, and before you know it, you'll be able to stop without people calling social service on you. I know they're trying to hit my car. Children in the car. Muffler World can replace the whole package, including hoses, master cylinders, and more. First-class brake work. Stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street. Open Saturdays 8 till noon.
Feeding the crew? Fueling the cravings?
There's something for everyone with the new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. Not a crumb's gonna survive when the KFC box hits the table. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
They say the sun and I shine for all, but I am some people world, yet never shine at all. These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you call me a liar. Oh no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you are.
And welcome back to Talking Heads on a Thursday afternoon here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is Pearly in the house. It's really good to be here. I really enjoyed talking to my good COI friend there, and I hope him and I can have a conversation. And I took my girlfriend's advice. I didn't argue with him. I had a conversation. Didn't I do well, Mr. Producer? Let's read a couple of texts before we get to my special guest. Good day, Pearly. I wonder why our power bill is so high. We covering up and paying for the Grand Lucine Hotel who owes the power company. Oh, really? Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Pearly. Do the caller know that some islands have less than 100 people? That was the point I was trying to get to say how did, listen, I'm all for, I am an advocate for local government in New Providence. And so I support local government in the other family islands. So when you see me ask them kind of questions, I want to make how you can do it. When I hear your plan, you got to sell it to me. You can't just make it fluff me and make it sound good. And many young people, they educated, you just can't fluff them. You have to come with your facts. So that's all I'm asking. Hey, Pearly, don't know how true it is, but hearing Clayton Fernandez has been appointed Consular General to Toronto. Yes, that announcement was sent out today that he's the new, Clayton Fernandez, former Commissioner of Police, is the new Consular General to Canada. So that's before I introduce my guest. I'm going to take this one last call and then we can talk to my special guest. Call you on the air.
Yes, Pearly, but for this local government thing, a lot of people, they are, what you say, they talk about the social government, right?
Uh-huh.
What I say to them, right, is, right, let's look at the UK, right?
Uh-huh.
The UK have 69 million people, right?
Plenty of people, yeah.
And their local government, they hire 2.5, let's say 2.8 some percentage of their people.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at the Bahamas and we do the same thing, for 400,000 people, that's something like 2,800 people.
Uh-huh.
Come on now. You think our local government can ever have the money to hire the amount of people? But they didn't get the money to pay them. That was the amount of people.
That's you have to. That's why I say local government could work in maybe Exuma because they generate the income and the taxes to pay. But some islands have 100 people, or some islands have less than 1,000 people. You're not going to generate enough VAT money. You're not going to generate enough taxes to sustain the bills that these islands need.
In other words, for local government to work, local government, they got to help. They got to hire people.
Yes.
Just staff.
Yes.
And then they got to provide for the community.
Yes.
Where the money coming from?
Good question.
You see a lot of people calling for local government, but that's another side of bureaucracy. A country of 400,000 people.
I hear you, brother.
These people, a lot of people in this radio, they grift us, You know what I'm
that's
saying?
What it
they
is.
Say things for money.
I got you. Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Let's call. We can hold the calls, and I'm going to talk to my special guest right now. Been friends for 1 million years. So we ain't that old though. For a little bit. I want to welcome the lovely Mrs. Mavis Colley to the table from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. How you doing?
Thank you, Earl. I'm doing well. I'm a little wary, but I'm doing well.
I know you're a former radio personality, so I'm trying to sit in people like your shoes.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. So tell me, first of all, let's talk a little bit about what a sorority is.
I'm glad.
I went to a school up north where they keep trying to get me to join a fraternity there, and I tell them I didn't want to be that fly in the ointment, and they keep asking me what I mean. If you think about it, right? So
I'm glad you've asked that question.
And I have a son who's a Q dog.
Oh, he's a Q. Oh,
He's a
welcome
Q, yeah.
to Greek life. Oh,
Yes, he's been
congratulations.
a while. He's a
Oh,
Q.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so just to enlighten your audience, and good afternoon, Bahamas. Good afternoon to all of those who are within the, like the preachers will say, within the sound of my voice.
Amen. Amen.
But sororities and fraternities are what we call Greek lettered organizations. And the organizations started on, for the most part, the ones that we refer to as the Divine Nine, started on the campuses of universities. So which means that the first thing that you learn is the route to membership is via a college degree. So they've been started on universities, but they have what we call both the undergrad chapters at a university.
Yes.
And they have graduate chapters.
That's my son is a graduate
He
in the
came,
graduate chapter.
right.
Yeah, he came.
And so they are service organizations providing much needed service in communities throughout the world and providing scholarships. One of the things that we focus on is education. In our sorority, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, of which I'm a life member, what we call a Silver Star, and have been a member since 1982, I think it is.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Our focus is on uplifting communities, advocating for social justice. So you'll see us very active in ensuring that communities are educated as to what their rights are when it comes time to be voting, understanding the issues that you're voting for. We don't come out and support a particular party, but we certainly speak to issues.
Okay.
We are for health, looking at ways to improve and promote health care.
Okay.
Our sorority, for example, started one of the first, mobile health projects in the Mississippi back in the day.
Okay.
We are about ensuring fairness, access to education. We also promote wealth and the accumulation or the building, I should say, of wealth, particularly amongst our kind, and the supporting entrepreneurship and in supporting entities that are owned by women and blacks. And so in a nutshell, that tells you a little bit about what sororities do. We know that there's some negative stuff out there. We, for the life of us, do not understand why some of the negative still persists and some people still believe that they must allow certain things to happen. But we pray that God will continue to illuminate and shine the light.
Eventually.
Yes, but
I know that my son is a Q. He wears purple. What color do you guys wear?
So like I said, in the Bahamas, we do have representatives from, or chapters from all of the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities under the umbrella of the National Pan-Atlantic Council.
Okay.
And so our colors, our sorority, we are pink. We made the salmon pink.
Okay.
And the apple green.
Okay. So you're called AKAs?
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, short, call that.
I know because they say Q dogs. They say
you have
Sigmas.
the Deltas, you have the Sigma Gamma Rhos, you have Phi Beta Sigma.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I love about it. I've seen it, but do the ladies step like the guys, or you have a different type?
Not like the guys.
I mean, not
the ladies engage.
Yeah, I know you ain't stepping like that, but I mean,
they
you
do engage
you
the fun stuff. They do engage in the stepping. I'm not a stepper, but there are, for example, undergrads tend to do a lot of stepping.
They had a couple of competitions.
I'm going to tell you, there's some grad chapters. I know for years the Deltas held a step show on it used to be on New Year's Day.
Yes,
for years.
Yes.
And it was a well-attended event.
I've been to a couple.
You know, my soror, as we call them, sorors, internally, my sisters publicly try to get me into that, but I'm not a step.
When my son, is it called crossed over?
I'm not quite sure.
Hey, when he became a Q, all right, and they was doing this unveil. They came in these masks and everything like that in Rawson Square, and they was doing these steps like, whoa, what is this?
They're the fun thing.
No, it was fun.
But what I do like about the groups is they do get serious.
Yes.
I've had the privilege of serving as president of the
No, that-
National Parliament
yeah.
Council in the Bahamas, in addition to the.
I think my son Vincent was on
active.
the.
Yes, I do remember
Yeah.
calling it. And we, as a body, were and still are very focused on collaborative work to advance education, to advance service, to hold the hands of, to mentor young boys and young girls. So throughout our schools, you'll find that the various organizations have various leadership institutes. For example, our sorority. One of the program thrusts from our international body is the institution of what we call these youth leadership institutes. And so as I get to talking about our
We're
group,
going to ask you right now.
we do have an institute where we mentor young people between grade 7 and 9 from schools in the Eastern District of New Providence.
Wonderful.
That's
Okay.
just one of the things.
Wonderful. It's great. Never enough for the stuff you can be doing for
Enough.
for the young people.
And there's never enough bodies to do it.
Amen. So, what you here for, girl?
So with that, that's an excellent segue. As I mentioned, all 9 organizations are represented in the Bahamas.
Yes.
The Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is about growing and expanding. If you follow social media, you'll see that we've just chartered our first chapter in a Latin-speaking territory.
Okay.
Past weekend, we chartered a chapter in Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico. En
In
español.
May, we chartered a chapter in London.
Super.
And in January, we will be chartering a chapter, Lord's willing, in Ghana.
Okay.
And shortly thereafter.
You going to that?
Listen,
You hope to.
I went to the one in Puerto Rico. And shortly thereafter, we hope to be growing again in the Bahamas.
Super.
We currently have 2 graduate chapters.
Okay.
One on the island of Grand Bahama, one on the island of New Providence, and then we have an undergrad chapter at the University of the Bahamas.
Okay.
And so we have what we call an interest group on the island of New Providence. An interest group, in our sorority terms, is a group that is preparing for chapterhood.
Okay.
And so they do the work as set out by the organization's mandate, following various procedures and criteria.
Okay.
And they operate as if they are operating almost as if they are a chapter.
Okay.
But they are not a fully chartered chapter. And so we have a group in the Bahamas called the Jewels, the Island Jewels.
Of New Providence.
Of New Providence.
Okay.
And Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Island Jewels of New Providence. And so they've been operating for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
We've been focusing on the target area of the Eastern New Providence, which has quite a bit of work to be done.
Okay.
There are quite a bit of organizations for partnerships. When you think about the fact that a lot of the social service agencies of our country are situated in Eastern New Providence, that in itself give you a lot of ground to cover. We have schools in the East. We have communities and families who are vulnerable. And so we have been doing quite a bit of work providing food items we've touched more than about 600 people or community persons. We've more than 2,000 hours of work, community service hours, 1,000 community service hours. We have delivered for our schools, primary school students, more than 275 weekend food packs. There are some vulnerable students in our schools. And during the day, there are lunch programs.
Yeah, the government has lunch programs,
right?
others have breakfast programs. But
what happens on weekends?
Saturday and Sunday, exactly.
And so one of the programs that we follow is what we call them CHIPS, right? Preventing Childhood Hunger. And so we have delivered, since we've been established, more than 280 kits.
Okay.
For
And then-
and listen, and the schools tell us, please, if you can increase it.
Mm-hmm.
Every once a month we go and we do this, and so can you imagine they need this weekly, every weekend, and so that's an opportunity for appeal to the general public to support this initiative. As I mentioned earlier, we do mentor young people. And we are proud about another program where we provide much needed apparel, whether it's weatherproof winter apparel to residents of old folks' homes in the community. And so we're very happy about the work that we're doing.
Super.
And so to help us with this work, you got to come to the public.
Okay.
You got to come to the public.
Okay.
So we are looking to garner additional support from Corporate Bahamas to assist us with this work. And then and coming up with how do we do that? We came up with this idea of recognizing individuals in the East, from the East, who have contributed most of their life work in the East, recognizing them for outstanding work. And we've come up with 7 outstanding Bahamians.
And who are these?
Thanks
7 outstanding Bahamians, or women, or just women?
No, not just women.
Men and women, okay.
These are the ones who came to the fore.
Okay.
This is an event we hope to hold. This is our inaugural, we call it Jewels of the East.
Okay.
Timeless treasures. And so we are hoping that this is an inaugural agenda, so we hope to do it every other year, probably. Not written in stone as yet, but the jewels that have risen to the surface for this one, Arling Nash Ferguson for culture.
Okay.
We have Chanel Ferguson for sports athletics.
And I had to tell somebody out there, she's one of our greatest long jumpers in the history. She's been to the 2 Olympics.
Thank you for
fantastic. Didn't go to the right school. She went to St. Anne's, didn't go to SAC.
Hold on.
Her and I have
Blue Waves.
Me and her and I have this fight.
I'm a Blue Wave, so you cannot do
not everybody
that.
not everybody can be blessed. I understand that.
I'm a Blue Wave.
Her and I have.
So don't do that.
Sometimes we have heated arguments, right? I said you from the other school in Fox Hill, right?
We have Reverend Dr. Sabrina Pinder.
Wonderful, yes.
For faith and service. And we have the first female president of a major denomination in our country, Reverend Kendris Carey.
Yes, Methodist, yes.
We have Dawn Davis for business.
Yes.
And I think I'm missing somebody. Education, Sean Turnquest.
Oh, yes.
So there should be 7 of them.
Sean Sean also was headmistress to the wrong school. Because her and I used to have little banded about QC and
all of her life in education.
She gave all of her life, and she did a fantastic job at Queen's College.
Students and the institution in the East. And our final honoree in the health sector, a lady who has been around doing this work from I could remember myself. I almost said Reverend, Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson.
Oh, of course, yes.
And so these individuals will be recognized for their stellar.
I hear you call these names. I am excited about it because it ain't the usual people who get in the honorees every single year and everything. These people I've heard, I know these people. I know their work. Sandra Dean Patterson with the Crisis Center way back in the day. I know the fantastic work.
Still working.
Yes. And the fantastic work Sean has done at Queen's College. I mean, taking it from just a preemie school to a really good school, open up to everybody.
I'm not going to endorse your characterization.
I only tease it.
Schools because I don't know what school it is you went to.
I went to the best one in the country, but we're not getting going. No, but she did a fantastic job at QC, and QC is a premier school in this country from early education all the way to high school. So you cannot take that away from them. When you have the little bandit, it's all in fun and games.
And you have Don Davis, who does an awesome job with his contribution as a businessman there in the East. And the event, it's called Jewels of the East, will take place on the 1st of November at the Warwick Hotel.
That's next week.
That's next week.
Okay.
That's next week. So we invite persons to come out and support a worthy cause while you say thank you and show appreciation.
I know somebody who did some ads for the booklet. I assisted with that.
Oh, you do? You did? Okay, I'm not going to ask who. I'm just going to say thank you very much. And thank everybody who has so far supported this journey. We will be coming back to, once we get the final directions and instructions as to the way forward in the chartering, we'll hope to come back.
Wonderful.
And ask again for support. Let me tell you, you cannot do enough when it comes to uplifting and assisting and reviving and making sure that somebody has a leg up.
Yes.
Somebody has bread. Somebody has somebody they can look up to.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not necessarily impoverishment or somebody who is on what we call the wrong side of the fence.
Yeah.
If you come from a family where, for whatever reason, the bar was not as high as you would want it to be, or a person's reach was limited, you need somebody to show you that there are alternatives. You need somebody to show you that there is another way to go. And you need somebody to talk to you and mentor you.
Yes.
And that is what these organizations do. It's not just to be working with somebody who may not be able to have $10 to give you.
Yeah.
It's so many areas for us to do what we do and to serve our community.
Let's take, before I let you go, let's take this call. Call you on the air.
Golly days, who just talking away so long with you, Miss
Collie.
Collie.
Yes, my special guest, Mavis Colley from Alpha
Say it
Kappa.
again?
Mavis Colley from Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah, Mistress Mavis Collie, Bremen Darling Ferguson. But what I want to ask you, right?
Elijah.
Hello,
This is
hi.
His
How are
his
you?
famous. It's linked to famousness.
How is the family?
Is
Family is
Elijah
well,
Obed's
thank you.
Elijah Obed's brother?
Wonderful. But what I want to ask you, right?
No.
Pardon me, I'm Curly.
Yes.
When it comes to the Family Island, do your organization have chapters in any of those? And what are the chapters?
Unfortunately, well, I alluded to it. To become a member of a chapter, you have to have a college degree, a full-fledged member.
Yeah.
So to start a chapter in a locale where there are no chapters, you need a minimum of 15 members who are already members of the organization.
Okay.
So I know there was some interest on Eleuthera, and I can only speak now for my organization.
Okay.
I know there was some interest in Eleuthera and even I think Exuma and Abaco.
Okay.
At the moment, outside of New Providence, we are only in Grand Bahama. But I can tell you we make up what we call the international region, and the current director we have is one who is very ambitious, very proactive, and very passionate about growing the region. So unfortunately, we don't have many of these type organizations on the Family Islands, but I hope in my lifetime I can see that changed.
Wonderful. If you can make that stretch to one island or two islands, it would get to the others. And that would be wonderful.
Yes.
But anyhow, thank you for your time.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks so much, Raymond. Thanks. Nice to hear your voice.
So thank you.
Thank you for coming, and we want to support, and congratulations to the honorees. I know every one of them, some personally. So I want to congratulate them. I think it's a wonderful thing that we're honoring these particular people, in particular for their contributions to the Bahamas, in particular in the eastern area of New Providence.
Thank you. And if anybody wants additional information, they can email us at islandjules.aka@gmail.com.
Islandjules.aka@gmail.com.
For further information.
Excellent.
Thank you.
My special guest, Mavis Colley. So good to see you. Thanks for coming.
see ya.
We can take a quick break. When we get back, we can wrap up our conversation with local government and take that call. A caller don't go a step. You stay right there. This is Pearly on Talking Heads on a Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We'll be right back.
These rows of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you called me a liar. Oh no, 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 no.
NRG is nutrition. Check out our world famous smoothies, signature quinoa dishes. We have the best salad and breakfast fit for a king and his queen. Open for breakfast, lunch, and now dinner. Each order is made with love and the highest quality ingredients and is nutritionally balanced. Visit any of our 3 locations. Old Fort Bay, open until 7:30 p.m. West Bay Street and Gladstone Road in the Monrose Complex, open until 4 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NRG Bahamas. NRG, nutrition ready to you go.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Valia, we a big deal when we touch ground. Yeah, I can see when we're pulling up. Anything for the taste what we love. Barbecue, spicy and original, flavorful, crispy, irresistible. 3 piece with the fries and a Pepsi. Bro, get your one big deal, stop stress me. All when we depend the toilet, not left feet.
Anything for the taste of a juicy, crunchy, irresistible KFC big deal. 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries and Pepsi. KFC, it's finger licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
These roads of flames are catching a fire.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio Talking Heads on a Thursday afternoon. So good to be here with you. Let's read these 2 quick texts and get to the caller. Before local government, it was Board of Works, something different name. Something, yeah, I did something like that. Come on, Pearls, get serious. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good day, Pearlie.
Yes.
I'm sorry I missed your guest.
Oh, so sorry, but yeah, I promised her 10 minutes. She take 15, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, I tried to hold on. And
Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I can blame I can throw my producer on the bus for that one. Okay. I thought you were wanted to talk something else. That's why we held a little while. But talk to me.
Yeah, this Dennis the Q. When I wanted to.
Oh, you're a Q dog.
I wanted to say hello to her, to my Divine Nine sister.
Okay.
But with other issues.
Okay.
As it relates to that earlier caller before she came on, who was talking about the COI.
Yes, sir.
And talk about whatever political dinosaur parties.
Yes, sir.
The question for them who thinking and talking about COI, if they really think that trying to be disillusioned because he said he voted for who in the last election and what's his political alignment, as it seems you know him sort of well.
Who I know from QC? No, I say it again. Ask the question again. You got me a little confused.
What was his political alignment? I think he had said
I think he said, I can't remember.
He was PLP or something. He alluded to something.
He was
like that.
but he was another party, and he said he's going to vote COI or DNA, something like that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'd like to say to those persons who have been voting PLP, right, and now talking about COI, well, we get what you voted for with this administration. Because in the now said appointment of my cousin, Clayton Fernanda, who had to resign disgracefully as Commissioner of Police of this country.
I don't know if he want to use the word disgracefully, but he had resigned.
Why did he have to resign? You all understand, right?
Yeah, but he was a true leader. He took the blow and resigned.
Take took the blow.
Yeah.
Okay, the gun running, and what happened to those officers that are locked up in America with federal indictments?
Well, they go to court tomorrow, so we'll know sometime between tomorrow and Monday what's going down.
Oh, it is tomorrow. I thought it was
The 24th. Tomorrow's the 24th. October 24th. I saw something going around saying the 24th. It's not corrected if it's not there.
Last month. Good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, under his administration, but he does have to look at what this prime minister and deputy prime minister has led this country to, with giving all these perks to their homies and cronies and lovers. And we all know, because for him to be appointed, and this is the good, qualified PLPs, a slap in the face of them who have been voting, and their children who are qualified and voting for the PLP. Now, who has been overlooked, and many of them, and some as high as who may have hold appointments, who have hold positions like Attorney General position and some other appointments, with the disappointment, you get what you voted for.
Okay,
ain't no way in the world someone like a Clayton Fernandez should be appointed now, and he is my cousin from Fortune Hills, San Salvador, and everyone in El Salvador knows should be appointed over many persons to be no representative for this country as ambassador, but that's the PLPs who are loyal. So those who are disillusioned with the COI, and we have experienced people that are now running for a better alternative in the now FNM party to replace this administration, because in the Michael Pentard, who has agricultural degrees and who has been in the government and feel disillusioned, we will end up with this same tokenist administration, and this prime minister and deputy prime minister who they can't even renovate and give Aztec people a good kitchen in the Princess Margaret Hospital.
It's 5 o'clock and news starting. I don't want to cut you out one layer, but it's 5:02 and my producer look at me and give me all kind of dirty looks. I do appreciate the call. Thank you so much for calling, caller. And you make some sense. You make plenty sense. This is Pearly, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. We're going to go to the news when we get back. We can talk sports. And guess what? World Series start tomorrow, and I wear my Dodger shirt. We'll be right back after the news.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Print Masters, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, and Tropical Gyros.
And welcome back to our Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio. It is so good to be here with you. I have to, before we go any further, I have to express some apologies. Somebody from QC texted me and gave me this dirty text, Mr. Producer. So I want to apologize to my friends from QC. It's all in jest. And many times, former principal at Queens College, Sean Turnquist, and I would tease each other. But I always respect the work that she did, and I always respect the work that QC, or the educational opportunities that Queens College has offered many, many young Bahamians, and I know many of them. So my apologies, madam. My apologies. Welcome to Talking Heads on Thursday Sports Time. Let's get right into it today in sports history. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and today in sports history in 1930, J.K. Scott won the first miniature golf tournament. The event was held in Chattanooga, Tennessee. In 1945, the Brooklyn Dodgers signed Jackie Robinson. In 1978, Brian Trottier of the New York Islanders broke an NHL record when he scored 6 points in one period. In 1988, Dan Marino, the great Dan Marino, of the Miami Dolphins, passed for 521 yards, 3 touchdowns, and completed 35 of 60 against the New York Jets. It was considered the single best passing day in NFL history. I saw that. I was there. Not there, but I saw that. In 1993, Joe Carter of the Toronto Blue Jays became only the second player to end the World Series with a home run. David Slater, Clint Johnson, not this year. In 1993, the Toronto Maple Leafs set an NHL record for when they won their 9th straight game at the start of the season. In 1996, the civil trial of O.J. Simpson opened in Santa Monica, California. Simpson was later found liable in the deaths of his ex-wife, Nicole, and her friend, Ronald Goodman. In 1998, Mark Messier of the Vancouver Canucks, former New York Ranger, became the 10th player in NHL history to reach 300 career goals. In 2002, Brett Hull of the Detroit Red Wings got his 1,250th career point. In 2003, Peter Forsberg, Colorado Avalanche, scored his 200th career goal. He scored 3 goals in the Avalanche 6-1 victory over the Edmonton Oilers. And the sports quote today, the more I train, the more I realize I have more speed in me. Leroy Burrell. Great sprinter. Great sprinter. Yeah. Sports time. Football tonight. You know, for sports junkies like me, this is like almost heaven right now. You got football tonight, and then tomorrow, my great Los Angeles Dodgers travel up to Toronto, Canada, to face the Toronto Blue Jays. The Dodgers are looking to be the first team, the first team in 20 years to repeat. So it's going to happen. Let's get right into the local sports. On the home front here, Lockhart finishes 9th at U.S. Trophy Final. The young racing prospect looking forward to his next season. Ooh, that's wonderful. Pratt looking to push for Olympic qualification. Knights celebrate division title. And Lund receive Distinguished Service Medal. And Fred, you do deserve that. Fred Lund, good friend of mine, has been dedicated to the sport of soccer in this country and has worked tirelessly and was an advocate for the beach soccer stadium. And he worked tirelessly and it continues to help grow soccer in this country. And congratulations, Fred, an award well-deserved. An award well-deserved, Fred. Congratulations from all of us here at Talking Heads. Me, Naughty, and MJ, congratulations. Great job. Carly on the air, how you doing?
Hey, Paulie.
Yes, sir.
Berman calling you back.
Yes, my brother.
What I want to ask you, right?
Okay. I don't know what you want to ask me. Go ahead and ask.
No, I'm telling you what
Okay.
is that situation with O.J. Simpson, right? Can you elaborate with of that on the radio?
Okay, yeah. So what happened was O.J. was charged with the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole, and Ronald Goodman. He went through the whole criminal trial case, and the famous lawyer came out and says, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And talking about the gloves that the police said he found, say if it don't fit, you must acquit, because he basically saying they're not his gloves, they didn't fit him. He was not possible to do that murder. And he won the case. He was found not guilty for the murder of Nicole and Ronald Goodman. The families of Nicole and Ronald filed a civil lawsuit, a civil suit against him on the murder. So in a criminal case in the States, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. So if you have any doubt, you must come back and say, so they had, while they thought he had done it, because there was a doubt in the glove not fitting, they had to come back with a not guilty verdict, basically. But in the civil case, you don't have to have that proof. You just have to convince the jury that he was guilty, and so he's found guilty, and I think he ended up losing a lot.
In the civil case.
In the civil case. And then eventually he got in trouble for holding up some guys who had some paraphernalia of his, and he went to jail for that.
That's the way that...
Basically, that's it in a nutshell, you know. It was a long case It was on TV. Actually, I have a young cousin in the States who was a part of his legal team, Aishana.
Okay.
So, but it was like I say, this in the criminal case, if there's a shadow of a doubt, if for inkling you don't believe that man do it, you come back not guilty. And basically,
but
the lawyers were able to put that doubt in the jury's minds.
But the thing is, what evidence, without a shadow of a doubt, what evidence,
But they had some evidence on that man. I watched it. I can't remember a lot of it, but they had a lot. And I was like, boy, he in problems. And then when the guy, I don't know why I can't remember the lawyer's name, but when he came and I had OJ try the gloves on. The gloves couldn't get no further than his fingers. And it put a lot of doubt. And he said, if it don't fit, you must acquit. And he basically put that doubt, and it was brilliant. It was a brilliant defense strategy, and it came out and it worked.
Well, let me ask you something. Why is it that the lawyer brought up the gloves?
Because that was submitted as evidence that he wore these gloves when he stabbed them to death. So that was part of the evidence. These gloves they found, I think they found it overthrown over the wall, over the fence, or something like that. Somebody found the gloves.
But when they got it couldn't fit?
And when they came on and they argued about it, and they tell him he came up and said, I want him to try the gloves on. They couldn't get him on. And they have a picture of OJ standing there with the two hands up, but the gloves couldn't get past his fingers.
Let me ask you something. Would you thought of that conspiracy?
You mean you trying to cause me get problems? I had my doubts as to whether he was not guilty or not. The evidence was pretty much overwhelming. It all pointed that he did it, but the jury came back not guilty, and so he was not guilty.
But then the gloves proved that he was not guilty.
Listen, you get some gloves and you wet them, and when they dry, see if they don't shrink.
Anyhow, you're a good man.
Thank you, my brother.
You're welcome.
Take care. I got a couple of texts here. Says, Pearly, tell them NBA players and coaches stop the illegal betting. They ain't tired getting Chauncey Billups. Cochran, that's the name of the judge. Thank you. See, that's what I love with my listeners. Thank you so much. I couldn't remember Johnny Cochran, friendly. And my cousin Chana was a young lawyer on his team. It wasn't just the glove not fitting. The police also planted evidence committed perjury. It was even, I think it was rumored that the lead police officer and the prosecutor was having a little thing. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff that came up in the case, and they accused the police of planting evidence and really trying to put him down, and all that came together, and the gloves don't fit, must acquit. Let's put it over the top. You're correct, Dexter. Thank you very much. Call you on the air.
Yeah, Pearl, what's going on?
Hey, Muff, what's happening?
Yeah, everything good. Yeah, Pearly, I also will be voting COI, right?
Okay.
But guess what? All them questions which you asking, right, is a GNU question. All right, Pearly, you ask him, you can just write down.
You bringing politics sports up in it. Now, as
we talking sports. That's why I say, just write this down, right?
All right.
We can talk sports. You ask him, well, how do you know real change will be getting from the COI? Well, anyhow, we have 2 one-time F&M and 2 one-time PLP. Now, we done get swing twice now. Well, how we know the F&M will be real change then? Just remember, minutes say the Ingram era is over. It's a new era.
Yeah.
And you see what happened.
Yeah.
We still voting back out. So how we know that we wouldn't be...
And I'd say this much, and then I can move on, Muff. I can say this much. All I want to do is let me hear your programs, let me hear your plans, and show me a plan. See, I ain't voting on emotion.
Okay, yeah.
I voting on to say, we need change. Okay, so...
Let's talk some sports.
So talk to me.
Congratulations to VJ Edgecombe, boy. Really
man, you see that game he put on last night?
Low records. He break records. Look,
34 points. I think he's the third highest, next to the great Will Chamberlain, third highest score as a rookie.
From 59.
Yeah.
Right.
And he
beat Iverson record because Iverson only scored 30.
Yeah.
On his first debut, he scored 84.
Yeah.
And all of that. Yeah, break up all the records.
Well, that was awesome. That was great. That was
OKC game was crazy, but I was getting in between the Miami and Orlando.
So what happened to your Heat, man? You only get all your things.
Yeah, but that got me by the lowest by 1. But we didn't come out joking again and things, but...
No, y'all get beat by 4 points, 121 to 20. But Hero out, right?
Yeah. But your Lakers, they're blow too.
Man,
but,
let's get beat by 10. Let's don't talk about that.
Yeah, but Pearly, double blue tomorrow. Double blues. The Dodger blue and the Blue Rays.
So who you going with?
Well, you're the Dodgers, so I got to pull a shoe. I got to go to the Rays.
You going against your boy? You going against your boy? Might as well just go ride with me.
No, man, we got to have the rivalry.
But Naughty, I need help because Naughty going against me. Clint going against me. And you going with them, all right? Okay.
Yeah, I going with them too, man. Yeah. But you got to go. You want to let you for last year. Yeah.
But you know what I can do? Hey, Muff, just for that, every Heat game I pull in against the Heat.
You ever was? You ever was? You was a Laker. Stop that. Everything goal, boy.
Take care, brother. Good to hear your voice. Muff say he going against my Dodgers. You get that, Mr. Producer? Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's good.
Why you sound like you 30 miles away? Get closer to the phone, please.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Earl, there is a candidate running in this upcoming election, right?
Now you bringing politics up in the middle of my sports show?
No. I mean, I only trying, not really, but I only wanted to make one.
Go ahead. Go quick.
Okay. There's a candidate running, I believe, in Meghwana, Mr. Karen, right?
Well, he's not been ratified, so we can't say he's running. But talks on the road say that he's interested in going there. Yes.
I think he got his ratification, but the irony is, he's under the dogmas of no master, right? Hello?
I'm listening.
That's heretical. You know that, right? And he was on the talk show yesterday with Steve McKinney, and he was saying that he's going to run for the PLP, but he knows the constituency needs, and he don't want to be in the House, but he wants to just be in the constituency so that he can basically develop the place, put clinics, ambulance, and different things, and that's a good thing, right?
Okay.
But the irony is that under the dogmas of no master, that means no ruler. He's an independent candidate under the PLP because under the dogma of no master, he ain't got no boss.
There you go.
And Brave needs to make up with what he dealing with because that's a good thing what he came with, right? But he needs to present himself as an independent candidate because he's going to win the seat anyway, And the bottom line is that we need more heretics inside House of Assembly. We got too much Christians in there.
I can let you go on that one. I get back to sports, okay? Thank you very much, caller. Call you on there. Listen, we talking sports, people. Call you on there.
Yeah, Pearly.
Yes, sir.
DJ Edge can make us all proud.
Yes.
And I'm saying that as no person who tagging on to the 76ers because I was a Dr. J man from I was a child.
From he came from the ABA New York Nets to the Philadelphia 76ers. You've been pulling for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the time me and Dr. Christopher Baston and Michael Pintard them learned to play mini basketball and Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson basketball league. Okay, and Cedric Miller.
Yes.
You know Cedric Miller, right?
Yes.
Who went to Hampton Institute and played his professional career. People they recognize him that. In France, all his life.
In Europe, yes.
Huh?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, but they've been around here talking about they honoring normal people, 500 of them the other day, like how they do these things with, like I said earlier, my cousin Clayton Fernandez them.
Now, so you listen, we sticking with sports, okay? Let's stick with sports today. Let you go, Brandon. Oh, Lord of mercy. Call you on there.
Hey, Fred, how you doing?
I'm right there.
Boy, glad to see my Sixers finally have something with I can talk about.
Listen, but I can tell you, my son is a huge Iverson, and he's a huge Sixer fan, so I call him, I say, he said, Daddy, I ain't getting excited till after the All-Star break.
I ain't get excited. You right about it, man. But I remember them days from Shackleford them time.
Yes.
But since we had a doctor, now we move into the night. Sounds like we going somewhere. sound like we finally getting some kind of help along the way.
But hopefully VJ be that breath of fresh air for the Sixers and help him beat out a lot. He's got a lot of talent, And I saw a video on him talking about he almost quit. And he fell out of the top 100 and then grew it up as the number 5 prospect out of college last year. fantastic job as a high schooler in playing basketball, and now he's a
proud
pro.
moment for Bahamians all over the Bahamas.
Yes, you know, and
regardless of what team you pull for, it's still a proud moment.
Yes, it is. You know, proud to know we got four. We got him, Buddy, DeAndre. Who else? That's four Bahamians, born Bahamians in the NBA. That's and that's fantastic. That is fantastic.
But tell them don't sleep on the Lakers, because when anybody with the name of Santa come from Portland to go to LA. There's some championship inside there.
Just so people know, that's when Michael Thompson left the Portland Trailblazers, came to the Lakers, and that was the championship. Yes.
My question to ask you: How far is Miami relatively right now? I'm not a Dolphins fan, I'm a Kansas City fan, but relatively right now, y'all is from being totally out of anything if the season continues on. From making any contention to even looking at a wild card. Looking at anything.
Let me say this out there first right now, right? I am in self-imposed exile from the Dolphins, and I'm not going to be after I talk to you. After I talk to you, Pearly ain't talking about my Dolphins. I so mad at them until they fire the coach. Okay, but I'll answer your question.
Well, Pearly, how far y'all is from anywhere in that division, coming up anywhere in that division?
The Dolphins 1-6, right? Anything is possible in the world. They could make a run and win their next 10 games and finish 11-6, which is highly unlikely. I really believe that the Dolphins is going to lose the next 3 or 4 games. I don't think they can beat the Falcons this weekend, and I honestly believe the Dolphins not mathematically yet. But I think they're out of it. I watched that team on Sunday. There was no energy. It was like they I even watched him. Somebody pointed out to me, and I went and looked back at it. Two get knocked down. Ain't nobody help him up. So I am disappointed in my Miami Dolphins. They are probably, if not top 3 worst team in the NFL right now. And on the rate they're going, we could be the at least the number 3 pick in the draft next year.
I can be the first one to say this on your show. Why y'all doing Naughty Them show? I believe y'all will finish at 9-7.
Well, if that happen, I come to you for them 6 numbers to buy.
One of my numbers for last night, I invited 6 numbers, so I were with you. I can tell you right now, I believe y'all.
I know. I don't want a 1 number. I want a Powerball thing. I come to you for those numbers.
Really, I believe y'all at 9-7. I got on that.
All right, brother. Yeah. Trying to swell my head up there. You think he right, Mr. Producer? This is Pearly, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, a Talking Heads Thursday. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk some more sports, get into the picks, and brag with my Dodgers. Be right back.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
There is a new king in town, and the only place to find him is at Burger King Nassau. Introducing the Cheesy Ring King, featuring 2 juicy flame grilled beef patties stacked with American cheese, crisp bacon, sweet barbecue sauce, honey mustard, and the crown jewel, 3 golden mozzarella rings served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. It's bigger, it's better, and it's cheesier. Want just cheese rings? They're available as a side too. Get the Cheesy Ring King at any of Burger King Nassau's 7 locations. Available for a limited time only.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
This is a Talking Heads Thursday. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I have a correction. You know, my mentor, my dear friend, my rival in just about every sport. He's a Cowboy, I'm a Dolphin. No, we together with the Lakers. Naughty, and I don't know how I let that caller put me in the spot. Michael Thompson was actually already traded to the San Antonio Spurs from Portland. He already left Portland, went to San Antonio. He was traded from San Antonio to the Lakers, got on a flight, and decided that he was going to shut Kevin McHale down that night. I can't use the words Naughty used, but it was so he was really traded. He was drafted by Portland, number 1 pick, and then moved from there to the San Antonio Spurs, which is MJ's team, and then the Lakers. The Lakers took him from them as under part of a trade opportunity. So I stand corrected, Naughty. I do stand corrected. And I thank you for correcting me like that. Let's get into the text here. This is a great chance of a Bahamian being an NBA champion. There is a great chance of a Bahamian being an NBA champion this year. With so many players on so many good teams, it could be a good NBA year for the Bahamas. It really can, you know. It really can. Because you've got Buddy, who's he has an opportunity. You've got VJ, who, if the Sixers being up to their potential, and then you've got DeAndre at the Lakers. So that I understand your text, mister. Pearly, wasn't Shohei Ohtani mixed up in illegal sports betting? Is it? No. Don't. Come on. His interpreter ripped him off and bet up his money. That's what he did. Stole his money to pay gambling debts and all that. Sure, he wasn't mixed up in that. Don't do that, man. If he was, trust me, he'd then been locked up for an Islam. Hey, Pearly, the biggest sports show right now is the NBA illegal betting scandal. I thought they learned their lesson several years ago when an NBA referee was caught fixing games for the Mafia. Chauncey Billups. You know, the NBA announced an arrest today of 2 NBA players. And it's sad when you talk about it, and it's really sad when you see what went down with that. Come on, man. These guys were like in card games, and they would be there and do certain things in these card games. And then I understand one of the players was supposed to fake an injury just to help fellas make big money. Feds arrest Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, Damian Jones in gambling investigation. Really quickly, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, and former NBA guard Damian Jones was arrested Thursday, that's today, as part of an FBI investigation into illegal sports betting and allegedly rigged poker games. In a press conference, FBI Director Kash Patel announced the arrest of Rozier, Billups, and Jones in relation to an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned a course of years. Billups and Rozier were placed on immediate leave. The NBA said in a statement, Tiago Splitter will assume coaching duties in Billups' absence, and the Blazers announced. United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Nokella Jr. said that Rozier is a defendant in the NBA gambling case, which was investigated. The NBA cooperated with, while Billups is a defendant in the poker case, Jones is the defendant in both cases. Can you believe that? You making millions, and you get into this kind of stupidness? Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know. Anyway, the World Series kicks off tomorrow, 8 o'clock in Toronto. My Los Angeles Dodgers Trying to repeat. We'll be in Toronto tomorrow for an 8 o'clock start. And I don't even know who pitching tomorrow. I don't think the Dodgers have announced. Have they announced who's starting lineup tomorrow? Yeah, Blake Snell. Blake Snell will be the starter against Yesavich, Toronto. Both of those pitchers did great. Snell pitched a gem against Milwaukee, and Yesavich has been the workhorse for Toronto and pitched a excellent game against Seattle. So I don't know. It's bringing back the they ended. Yeah, so I guess he's on enough days rest. Now Snell is on a little more rest. The Dodgers team are well rested. The bullpen is well rested. The starting pitchers are well rested. So it's going to be quite interesting. I say the Dodgers in 5, maybe 4. Take that. Call you on the air.
Freddie.
Yes, sir.
Raymond here. I call back. What I want to say to you, right?
Yes, sir.
That card games are a meditation.
Well, if you're playing solitaire and other things, maybe so. But you call it poker and meditation?
Say it again?
I said I was being facetious. I said, well, if you're playing solitaire, but are you saying poker is meditation?
Yes.
Okay.
Any card game is a meditation.
I got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. But that meditation could cost them, allegedly, they might cost them to go to jail. So we'll see what happens there. So then, everybody know the NBA kicked off day before yesterday with the Lakers losing its first game to Golden State. But they had an array of games yesterday. And just before we get into this, quickly, just to remind people, the Knicks beat the Cavaliers yesterday, 119 to 111. The Hornets beat the Nets. I guess everybody can beat up on the Nets, 136 to 117. That's a big beating, I think Naughty picked them. Naughty picked the Hornets to beat them. The Heat lost to the Magic 125 to 121. The Raptors beat the Hawks 138 to 118. And the 76ers behind VJ Edgecombe, the Bahamian, beat the Celtics 117 to 116. So, and there's more games. There's 2 games tonight, and there's football tonight with the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. And, when that caller came in, and I can be frank with the caller now. I can be very honest with the caller. I'm not talking Dolphin football after this weekend. I am not talking about my Dolphins unless they fire Mike McDaniels. And basically, they fire Angria, but more McDaniels. If they fire Mike McDaniels, I will talk Dolphin football. If they trade half of them players, I will talk Dolphin. I don't mind cutting the team and starting. I just don't want to trade Waddle, and I don't want to trade Achane. I want to keep those two. I think while they're young, and I know that if you cut the team, you want to start a young team and build it, but you still need that 1 or 2 players who are a year or 2 older who can bring some guy maturity. I want to find a real coach, a disciplinary coach, because when I look at that team on Sunday, they look like they didn't want to be there. There was no energy, no sense of urgency. When the fellas make a big play, they start doing little things. None of that. 2 get licked down there, help him back up. I am disappointed in them. I am so disappointed in this team. I am disappointed in the coaching, the play calling, the quarterback play, the line, the offensive line play, the defensive line play, the secondary play, the special teams play. That's a team is disarray. There's no cohesiveness in there. There's nothing going on with that team. Nothing. And I am an optimist. I'm the type of person that can find that little light in the darkness. I don't see it with Miami. I do not see it. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, that LA game looked good yesterday, Brody.
Oh, you mean the Lakers day before yesterday?
Yesterday. They played that. Oh, yeah. Tuesday.
Yeah. It was a good game. I mean, the Lakers don't play, Luka don't play no defense. They got the show of the defensive end of the team. I was a little disappointed in DeAndre. I thought he came out a little flat. I thought he could do a lot better. And, game 1, he got 81 more to go.
Buddy, you're carrying on.
Yeah, Buddy. And, while I don't pull for Golden State, I'm going to pull for Buddy because he's a Bahamian. I'm going to pull for VJ. I'm going to pull for DeAndre. Well, it's easy to pull for DeAndre. He's on my team. But I always pull for the Bahamians. As I pulled for Jazz again in the Yankees, that's not as a Dodger.
Who you compare DJ doing the Philly match?
VJ?
Dead good.
Naughty, I think. I don't want to form an opinion just yet because he has a lot of ups. He's an athletic player who can he can take you to the hole and slam on you in a second. Ask me this question in about a month. Let me watch him play a couple more times and then I come back and do it.
Let me say this. Let me put this down on your show.
Okay.
You remind me, and this still in question in my side. I started examining him all over, radar and everything.
Okay.
He remind me a little bit of Jordan.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there just yet.
I ain't gonna raise some controversy. You know I like to go. The pumpkin is full of controversy.
Yeah, I know how you go, Pumpkin. I know just how you go.
But I look at him, man. Look, yeah, he's slamming. Little Air Jordan. He's young. I know you old enough to remember when Air Jordan first. You used to enter basketball back there when Air Jordan first started.
Yes, yeah. I was in college. Yeah.
You know Johnny come lately on the board, right?
No, I know Johnny. I've been a Laker from Chamberlain. Was there?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but he remind me a little of him.
You think so? I know it's a little different. I'm going to tell you who he remind me of. In short, let me just watch him again one couple more times, and I'll tell you who I remind me of.
He's young. He's pretty cool. I watch him. But you into the college stuff?
Say that again.
You into the college football?
Am I into college football?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Notre Dame fan.
Huh?
I'm a huge Notre Dame fan.
I'm a huge Miami Hurricane.
Yeah, Naughty. I like I like Miami. My son, Naughty, they're huge Miami Hurricane fans. But I'm a good Catholic, but I love Notre Dame. Always have.
But I think they stood number 2 in their division.
No, they're not in their division, but they're not number 2 in the country anymore. Miami, I think number 9 now.
Yeah, that bugged me the other day. But I think
they lost a team they shouldn't have lost to. They took them for light.
I hope they could still make the playoff.
Yeah, they're in a position to make the playoff. If they win the ACC, they automatically in. They're in a position to make the playoffs. They just gotta don't be losing them kind of games.
Right. And Deion Sanders in Colorado. You like I hope he make the playoffs.
They're not Colorado Buffaloes. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not that good this year. But he's rebuilding the team. Shedeur Sanders, his son is gone. Travis Hunter, the dual player, the cornerback, wide receiver gone. So they have to rebuild the team. So he's going to be. Let's see what he does after this year.
I would like to see his son come to Miami, man.
See you anyway. All right.
You get a ring if you come to
Miami.
Miami.
Guess what? He might be doing better than Tua.
All right, then.
All right, Pumpkin. Good to hear your voice.
All right.
Text says, Pearly, I want the FBI to come for LeBron James, Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, Tua, and Mike McDaniels. Why you want them to come for them? Hi, Pearly. Pete Rose, and do you believe the 2002 NBA playoffs game between LA and the Sacramento Kings is fixed? No, I don't believe it was fixed. Pete Rose bet on games. Pete Rose was banned. I think since his passing, he has been let in. But man, come on, he's not that experienced that. So that's his little sad thing right there. All right, let's get into the picks before we get the show. You got Colin Coward's coming on to talk a little bit about a lot of people. Some people have been talking to say Shohei Ohtani has ruined baseball and the Dodgers have ruined baseball, but they spend so much money, they do all of this. They only did what the Yankees used to do in the 70s and 80s. They only did and they can afford it. They're making money. The Dodgers payroll last year with the luxury tax was $550 million. That's their payroll. The Dodgers made last year $750 million. So they had a profit of $200 million. You think they can't pay the players? And I am a firm believer in paying the players. I ain't going there to see the owner. I go in there to see Shohei Ohtani play. I go in to see Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. I going to see Jazz Chisholm play. I going to see Aaron Judd play. Pay them. Because that's what people walk through the turnstiles for. They paying them big money. And I had the money for the World Series is $1,200 for the general admission and $5,000 for other seats. If you paying that kind of money, pay it to the players. Pay it to the players. And when people say the Dodgers make the money, a lot of teams are there who not spending. Milwaukee, they say, Milwaukee's a small market. They were the 9th highest revenue team in the Major League Baseball. Number 9 out of 32. Pay your players. You making the money. So don't get mad when the Dodgers decide to put their money and reinvest it into Ohtani. And they put $44 million aside every year to pay Ohtani in the end of the 10 years on the funds he deferred. They're making over $100 million out of Japan alone. So, and they can make more. If they win the World Series this year, they will make more. So I don't have a problem with that. Anyway, let's get into the picks. And I want to say this. I don't talk politics much because I don't want to be branded or get a letter. But my classmate, who I went to St. Augustine's with, my dear friend, Dr. Nicholas Fox, I'm going to always praise him. And I don't care which party he's running for. He's running for. But I know he's having a prayer vigil tonight. Is it tonight? It is tonight. Yeah, he's having a prayer vigil starting tonight at his headquarters on Burnett Road for breast cancer awareness. You know, this is breast cancer month. He's been an advocate of working with people with cancer. So I'm going to support that because we pray for our women and to fight this deadly disease of breast cancer. Let's get into the picks quick before we get out here. We'll do three. We'll do the two NBA games and we do the NFL games. Let's do the NBA first. We got the Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors. Golden State is 1.5-point favorites at home. Boy, I'm going to take Golden State in the money line. I think, you know what? I'm going to take Golden State with the points. I think they're going to beat them by more than 1.5 points. The defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, 7.5-point favorites of Indiana. I'll take the Thunder and the points. And then you got the Minnesota Vikings going into Los Angeles to face the Chargers today. The Minnesota Vikings, 3.5-point underdogs. I'm going to take the Chargers in the points today. I just think the Chargers are starting to get their act together. They're going to be all right. Thank you so much for the calls. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the criticisms. I also appreciate it. This has been Pearly, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Talking Heads Thursday. Colin Cowherd is up. Going to talk about how the Dodgers are not, and Shohei Ohtani not ruining baseball. Thank you so much. See you next time.
What happens when your faves team up? You get an original Asiago Bacon Club. Enjoy the iconic taste of KFC's 11 herbs and spices with a bite into KFC's original recipe chicken filet layered with Asiago cheese, crisp lettuce, tomato, bacon, our signature ranch, all on a golden brioche bun. KFC's original Asiago Bacon Club is made fresh, made right, available only at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
World Series starts Friday. And I thought about this morning. I spent 8 years living in California. Now I go there often, but I live in Chicago. And one of the things I've told people before, I love living in California. There's a very large anti-Trump California, anything resentment in America. A lot of the conservative media bangs on them a lot. And for good reason, there's envy. It's the largest economy in the country by a mile. It's got the best, most moderate weather. You got mountain ranges, the Pacific Ocean, deserts, farming. It's amazing. And Californians, frankly, do not care what you think. If the 50 states were a family, California would be the rich, good-looking kid driving a convertible that owns a tech company. They're easy to hate. California is the quarterback and the valedictorian. Like, I get it. And here's my take on the Dodgers. I didn't hear all this whining and complaining when the New York Yankees owned the hot stove league and bought all the best players. Because there's a sense that New Yorkers earn their money. Wall Street, grinding, hours, toughness. And maybe that's right. But I didn't hear all this animosity about money. And the cool thing about the Dodgers, there's no ego. Ohtani's a great guy. Freddie Freeman, Yoshi, Dave Roberts, the manager, the front office, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy. No ego. I mean, they're just the nicest group of guys. They all get along. The stars, there's no toxicity. There's no resentment. It's all the talent, none of the ego. So if you hate the Dodgers, my take is you hate yourself. You know, it's an envy thing. They're not the Yankees you could hate. Steinbrenner was obnoxious and Billy Martin was poking you in the ribs, and there was the narcissism of Reggie Jackson. And then the Mattingly teams weren't any good, but he was likable. And then you went to the other teams, and they were feisty. But the truth is the Dodgers, like if you want to hate the Astros, they cheated, I get it. Or if you don't like Hollywood and their politics and they're not relatable, I get it. Or the Kardashians jamming their wealth in your face, you don't like that, I totally get it. But let me be your therapist. You don't hate the Dodgers. You want to be the Dodgers. Smart, ahead of the curve, use your money wisely, classy, successful. You don't hate them, you want to be them. They're a shining example in Major League Baseball of what's possible if you spend money and spend it wisely. They've led baseball in attendance every year since 2013 by a lot. In a stadium that's gorgeous but older and not easy to get in and out of. Here's Dave Roberts poking everybody else in the ribs after they swept the Milwaukee Brewers in the NLCS.
This is a one team, one dream operation. And I'll tell you, before this season started, they said the Dodgers are ruining baseball. Let's get 4 more wins and really ruin baseball. Let's go.
He's on our show later today. From the manager to the front office, the ownership group, they're not hateable. I'm sorry. It's like hating, I mean, it's like hating Easter. It's a you problem. And no egos at all on this team. A World Series, which I think is going to be really competitive. Everybody thinks the Dodgers, they're Toronto, Vlad, Springer, starting pitching, home field advantage. Toronto is a handful. And Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, is joining us live. It's interesting. We all know in baseball, good to see you again, Skip. Great to see you, Dave, as always.
Thanks,
we all know in baseball that, momentum is the next day's pitcher. But there are little bits of wisdom you can take, even though every postseason run is different. Last year, you guys were up against it. I can remember bullpen games against the Padres, and I'm like, I'm not sure the Dodgers are getting out of this series. You've been more dominant this year. Is there anything, though, Dave, you can take from last year's playoff run, little notes or bits of wisdom, and say, guys, remember that from last year to this year?
You know what I think what it comes down to, and I think a lot of people talk about, I absolutely agree with your momentum is next day starting pitcher, and certainly the Blue Jays have got some momentum. I feel we've got momentum. I think what I've taken away is the urgency piece of it, and how do you get to the urgency piece? And I think the way I frame it to our guys is we're in a street fight. And I think that when you have that street fight mentality, that lends itself to urgency in every pitch, every play. And you kind of take the momentum, embrace it, and don't let off the gas. And I think right now, if you see our ball club play, we're playing with that street fighter mentality versus that kind of seasoned boxing mentality.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, the Blake Snell Yoshi. So I went on the air, full disclosure. I said, I love Dave Roberts. I would have let Snell go because I just want to win the first game of the series. I don't care. Yoshi, I said, okay, we got one in the bag. I go to the pen on that. I thought it was really cool for you to come out and say, some of this is gut feeling, guys. I'm sitting there on the steps. So let's talk a little bit about that, because baseball managers, it could be you or Aaron Boone. It could be anybody. You guys get criticized for those moments. It's the seventh. That's when all of us think, oh, we should be manager. What is that guy doing? For you, you mentioned that you were watching Snell, or you watch Yossi. Do you talk to him during a game, or do you want to stay away from that? Is it kind of a body language sense on, I'm going to let him go or I'm going to pull him?
It's a knowing the player. It's knowing the player. I mean, that's my job essentially. And I think the thing is that, my job is to know my players. I definitely don't get it right all the time. But I feel like my process and kind of how I know how to manage guys for the long term is pretty sound. I think the great thing, Colin, about baseball is because if you look at, basketball is so quick. You can't coach basketball in real time. You can't change defense as a fan, right? Football, you could probably do it a little bit, but baseball is something where every fan has that opportunity to essentially manage. But I do feel like trusting my players, knowing my coaches, I've got a sound process. But I was right there with you. And then that Blake Snell thing was 50-50. And, right now we're watching Roki, and to put him in the pen, that's a gut feeling that I feel like I can trust him in big spots where that wasn't easy. And right now, I trust my players. I love my players. And I think, again, we're playing good baseball.
It's interesting. I said before the playoffs, I said in my lifetime, I've seen teams with great bullpens win the World Series. I think the Royals years ago had it, and they didn't have necessarily a great roster, but if they led in the sixth, they won the game. I said, I've never seen a team with a shaky bullpen win a World Series. I said, I don't think the Dodgers can. And then suddenly, the bullpen gets solved. Roki moves to the bullpen. Take me to the part in the season. It could have been you and Andrew Friedman. It could have been you and your pitching coaches and talking, that you just decided, listen, we got to make some alterations. We got to pivot here. He's young. He's got great stuff. We're gonna move him. Like, were those ongoing, or was there an epiphany or a moment that you just said, we can't win a pennant with this current bullpen? How did that process work?
You know what? I think that, okay, there's two parts of this. I think with Roki, if you look back at April, where you see there were visuals, photographs of him, teary-eyed in the pen, just distraught, disappointed, scared, worried, all that stuff, right? And then, so just trying to get him back to health, trying to nurse his mindset, his physical being back was number one. And then as he kind of made his way back and trying to build him up, appreciating the fact that we've already had enough starters. So we weren't going to use him in that starter role. And then going to him with me and Andrew and the pitching guys and saying, hey, man, you have an opportunity. If you want to take on a bullpen role, don't know what the role is going to look like. This is an opportunity for you to impact 2025 and basically write your 2025 season. He was like, I'm in. And then so we look at the calendar. We had literally 2 opportunities in the regular season to give him an opportunity to pitch out of the pen for us. It showed really well. And then I think in the Cincinnati wild card series, there was a spot that I was like, you know what? We're either going to sink or swim. We got to see what it looks like. Yep. And I ran him out there. He performed. And then from then, it's just like the rest is history. He started getting some momentum. And even in that I think it was the, I don't know if it was a Brewer outing where it didn't look good or the Philly outing. And, I was determined to run him back out there and not run from him so he could kind of keep that confidence. And so I give the organization, Roki, a lot of credit for kind of riding the ship. And then the other part of it is like, when you're looking at the postseason, you're trying to get the best arms you can for the postseason. So, using Glass now out of the pen, using Emmett Sheehan out of the pen. So it wasn't really kind of what girl brought us to the dance as far as that is who we're going to go with. But at the end of the day, though, Colin, I've said it. We're going to go with our best arms. And if you can get your best arms, and right now our best arms are the starting pitchers. If those guys can take down the most outs, we're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, it's funny about analytics. The term I always use is manalytics, because I think in baseball, when the postseason comes, the numbers are the numbers, but there are moments when you're like, I may have to use a starter in the pen. Guys, all hands on deck. So do you find yourself with analytics, they're still important, but like I always say this about the NBA, the referees stop calling fouls in the postseason. So the analytics get all screwed up. They just let them wrestle. And all of a sudden you don't get to the free throw line. In baseball, you manage differently in the postseason. I mean, you want Snell going. I mean, to me, I watch you and I'm like, you wouldn't have let Yoshi go. You would have gone to the pen if that game's in June, would you not?